You're a demon, apparently. Chapter 9. Nothing may have stopped you, but the rain and the damn mud would certainly slow you down. The two of you trudged through the muck, soaked to the bone. No words were spoken, at least none that you could hear over the downpour. It had been a few hours after Amber's supply run. Things had been looking up, and you headed further into the woods for safety. The hope had been that those supplies would last you two until you found another town. But the forest here seemed a little off. The weather had been calm and clear, when suddenly a storm had rolled in out of nowhere, out of the blue. Lightning coiled across the sky, and thunder shook you to your core. I can't keep going in this, you thought. I'll either get fried or drowned. I don't want us to get separated either. Although she couldn't hear you, it seemed that Amber had the same idea. She was frequently looking over her shoulder to make sure that you were still there. Apparently, whatever god ruled this place decided that you've had enough punishment for once, and you came across a large cave. Once inside, the first thing you did was take a closer look at the back end of the cave. Had to make sure that there weren't any crystal corgis or slate shibas or whatever cave-dwelling bullshit could be thrown at you. Thankfully, the cave didn't go back all that far. You guessed it was about 20 feet high and about 50 to the back. No smaller tunnels, no cavern critters, nothing. Finally, you sighed to yourself. We could actually catch a break. I half expected that to blow up in my face. A mighty roar shook the surrounding area, somehow drowning out the rain and the thunder. Whatever it was big, and it was close. Well, okay, there go. The ground began to shake as a massive fucking bear appeared out of the tree line. And not like a large bear, no. This thing was taller than some of the trees, blue for some reason, and it looked like it was made out of starlight. It also looked soaked, tired, and pissed off. Amber took a few steps back, her eyes wide and her ears flat against her head. What is that? He hissed to her. Is that a bad thing?
Intersa minor.
She whispered back.
Very, very bad.
You look around frantically for a place to hide. No such luck. The cave was practically empty, with no place to hide and only a few rocks laying around. But maybe there was enough time for the two of you to dart out of the cave, and then a deep growl told you that your time was up. You thought that the diamond dogs had big teeth, but the fangs in front of you made those look like tiny thorns. It was like looking at a cage made of ivory, only pointy, and more likely to end in horrific dismemberment. An unholy growl reverberated through the cave, shaking you to your core. Amber said something. Either you couldn't hear her over the growl, or your ears had shut down out of fear. You were vaguely aware of her magic weakly trying to tug you away from the beast. If you had to guess, she was probably trying to urge you to run, or something like that. Whatever she was trying to do wasn't likely to happen. Everything had just kinda shut down. Air rushed past your face as the bear snarled once more. It opened its maw, preparing to snap you up into whatever heaven or hell awaited you. Kind of ironic when you thought about it. And then a rock hit the monster in the snout. Another followed seconds later, this one hitting it directly in the eye. It snarled in fury and snapped its head to the right. Amber stood defiant, several rocks floating in her grasp and only slightly trembling. The mighty bear raised its immense paw and swung at your equine companion. She stood her ground and faced her destiny. Time slowed, and thoughts emptied. Your body began to move, but why were you moving now, when you could have moved to save yourself mere moments before? Something more important. Just before she was crushed, your shoulder connected with Amber's. You managed to propel her out of destruction's path, but unfortunately, that meant the paw was coming straight at your face. Your last thought echoed throughout your mind. Well, at least I did something worthwhile. You didn't even feel it when you got hit. Shock's a hell of a drug, apparently. Unfortunately, it didn't help as much as you flew through the air. Serious airtime, at least 40 feet straight into solid, unyielding stone, and you weren't exactly going slow. You definitely felt a rib snap, maybe 3, along with several other bones. Not like you were too interested in counting at the moment, at least it wasn't your neck. The pain was incredible, though, to say the least. Your vision managed to focus after a moment, and you saw Amber running towards you. She screamed, something, but your ears just wouldn't stop ringing. Tears were streaming down her face as she tried to get to you, but the bear cut her off. The bear barreled towards her, fangs and claws flashing as the lightning crashed outside. The pain spiked as you tried to move, and as much as you wanted to, your body had tapped out. You were forced to watch as Amber fought for her life. To her credit, she did manage to last a good while, but unfortunately she ran out of room to run as she hit the wall of the cave. The beast brought up a massive paw that sent her sailing straight up into the air. And then time slowed again. Your eyes met, and she looked sad. She hit the floor, hard, and didn't move again after that. You began to tremble, less from pain, but from rage. At the monster, yourself, this whole fucking world. If only you could just do something. Anything. The monster leaned over, its massive jaw open to snap up your friend as you lay helpless. And then suddenly a sack flew out from the darkness, connecting with the beast's snout, which exploded into a yellowish-green powdery cloud. The bear reared up, pawing at its face furiously. Then it started to sneeze. Over and over, sneeze after sneeze. After a few minutes of this, it ran off into the rain, whining in between sneezes. The world began to blur and fade again as the adrenaline wore off. A cloaked figure approached the cave. Given your history with cloaked figures, you were skeptical about this one's intentions. Not that you could really do anything, what with losing consciousness and all that. This is a quote from the author at the end of the story, and it says, "Man, these two just can't catch a break, can they?" That's certainly one way to explain it, considering getting dicked on by a bear— not actually with a dick. Getting slapped by a bear. That must not feel good. Anyways, let's hop on over to people that will make you feel awesome.
People like Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, Jade Tinman, Darkside, and Ponyman.
And people who will make you feel spectacular: CourierCruz CI, Strix, Zar630, Narwhals, Delta Omega, RuneScyther9852, dospo, Ryanny Dragonwolf, Hunter Norman, Austin Roland, Secret Moon, Tall Russia, The Toilet Snake, Sword Brethren Mordred, Ronin Wandering, Endry63, Random Person Man Guy, Easy, Jack Cadge, Starlight Glimmer, Squiddy Boy, David E. Sanchez, Soul Dragon, Gaggy, Trey, Shadow Drake, Joe Piercy, Alex F., Rainbow Dash, Teal'c Anderson, TV Killer, John Becker, Leon Reynolds, Zach Rakau, Mystery CU, Leslie Prickett, Edgar Garcia, One Kingdom 1, Nissa Rusan, Vizuri, Dyslexic Character Sheets, and Just Random Boy. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.